Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Open up the doors, walk inside, take a seat, get comfortable. You've entered the odd shop. Ben came up with that. I'm just using it for my own. Happy to have you guys here. It is the odd shop. Very fun stuff because the last time Ben and I did this, well, there were no NBA games. We were talking about some future spot, well, not future spots, but bets for a couple days later, which, by the way, using OddsShopper just got massive closing line value on them. So it was well worth the process. But anyway, happy to have you guys here. I'm Dave Loughran at Lofty_D on the Twitters, joined by Ben Rasa at JazzRazDFS. 3 NBA games, a very fun baseball promo on FanDuel that I think we need to dive into, and a whole lot more going on today. How you feeling, bro?
I'm all right. Yeah, a whole lot more. The NHL playoffs got started last night. Fantastic set of games tonight. I'm doing all right. I'm good. I'm definitely in a little tilt mode, which is gonna make the show fun because I'm agitated. It's just one of those nights last night. Like a bunch of games, and this happens. Every one of my bets, it was razor's edge, coin flip, and when you have a bunch of bets, you figure you're gonna win your handful and lose your handful. I couldn't win any of them. It was just one of those type of nights. The Nets, the Oilers, the Stars, just back to back to back. The only good thing, we're gonna talk about the Sacramento. I know the Kings don't play tonight. We're talking about the Kings in this show.
We can. I know you're feeling the Kings right now.
Kings are playing. I mean, it's gonna be a whole lot different on the road, but what'd you think of your boy Draymond? Nice job. Good job.
Josh not only was fine with it, but advocated for it today on the strategy show.
Now I feel even better with my thoughts.
I mean, I thought it was egregious, if we're being completely honest.
Not good. I was like, oh, you grabbed his foot. Okay. You can't go Derek Vineyard, American History X on him. Like, you can't do that. You just can't do that. There are rules.
And it's Draymond with the reputation already.
Yeah.
Can I say, though, what a brilliant move by the Sacramento Kings. And listen, this is me under the assumption that there's no actual major damage done to Domantas Sabonis. If that is the case, what a brilliant move by the Sacramento Kings, releasing this in the same night that they're doing chest and lung x-rays on him. It's a brilliant move because then it just makes it look even like, if you are the Kings organization, you have to do that, because then it's like, oh, maybe we have to suspend this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course they're going to angle for that. I have no idea if Sabonis looked, it was soccer-esque, like he was just dead. But you can't be doing that. The long series, I obviously have positions on the Kings, but it's not like the Warriors are dead and buried just yet.
Here were my props yesterday. Hunter Green under 6.5 strikeouts. That worked out because he only threw 3 innings. He had plus 118. Hit that. Andrew Wiggins, I live bet over 1.5 threes at even money. Fell asleep, woke up to a winner there. However, and Joel Embiid over 3.5 assists. Got that in the first half. But I went and I hit the De'Aaron Fox under 6.5 assists. That lost. Draymond Green under 7.5 assists. That lost. So I ended up going 3-3 because I had Kevon Looney over 9.5 rebounds. He had 5 rebounds in the first 6 minutes of the game, man. I felt so good about that. Wake up, he finished with 7.
Oh, I mean, it's just, what else did you look at did you stick basically, you didn't do any hockey last night, right?
No.
Okay. I had Rich Hill last night over on the K's, courtesy of the tools that we'll get into, and he breezed over that. That was my only good bet. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I had a lot of good bets last night. None of them won. The hockey was so the Oilers were up 2-0 and 3-1. And they were also up 3-2 with 16 seconds left. And then they gave up a goal. And then they scored in overtime. And normally when you score in overtime, in sudden death, you win. But the goal was disallowed. And then the ref called a trip on a broken stick, which was not a penalty. And then they lost. It was a string of bad decisions for that game. Just one of those days. Tilting.
You know what the great thing about betting is?
Yeah, today's a new day.
You can have amnesia. You know what I mean? You can
that's what I need, the Men in Black thing.
Yeah, you can put it in the rear view mirror and you can move on to the next. That's the best thing about it. Like, it doesn't have to stick with you forever. Now, granted, there are times where you will go likely on a prolonged, sustained losing streak. It happens, right? Like in the sense of not losing every bet, but the break's not going your way. Like you were saying yesterday, you get good closing line value. It doesn't go, whatever. But every single day is a new day. And then you're going to get on a heater, Ben, and it's going to feel like those bad days never happened.
I hope so. I mean, honestly, I sound like a diva and I don't really care because I had been on a great run and I just, what a stupid Monday. But you know what? I got a couple. I'll tell you this much, just to tease the people. You know me, I'm a pretty flat bettor. Like you're in our insider access. I bet 1 unit basically on everything, 1.5. I put out a 3-unit play last night or something today, and I never do that.
For today?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So that's a tease. I'm not even going to ask you what it is until later. My guess is that's going to be part of the community parlay.
Oh yeah. We'll be talking about it.
All right. What sport? Hockey?
Hockey. Right. You put it in. I got the Sharpie. I don't bring props to the show, but I do have a Sharpie in my hand just because I am.
Who's the team that had been trashing everybody that you've just been betting frequently?
Who's that?
I don't know. You tell me. There was a hockey team that you would just bet routinely, like every single day, and you said they couldn't lose at the time. I don't know.
Maybe it was the Oil. Probably them last night. They lost.
All right.
Well, see you later. No, I don't know.
All I want is hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We're about to get into some bets here. And also, I talked to the guys behind the scenes. OddsShopper, this is the OddsShop for a reason. We use OddsShopper, we find the best bets, and then we get into the weeds with some other wild shit along the way. But on Thursday, I got the green light. We got some, I already looked at them. Behind the scenes. We have some awesome features, new features coming to OddsShopper. And when I say that, I'm not like, this is not some nonsense where somebody says that and then the big reveal is like, oh, it was this.
These changed the font.
Yeah, I think these could be game-changing features in terms of how to use this tool. I really do. The first week's already free. The first week, no strings attached. It's free, 100%. Link is in the description and in chat. On Thursday, Ben and I are going to sneak preview all of these new features that should be out very, very soon. I'm telling you, man, I'm very excited about that.
It's going to be, listen, these tools, they're rapidly changing and changing for the better. We're getting more information. We're figuring out what else do we need? Because the beauty of this is these are not tools that me and Loughran are saying, okay, you guys use them. Like, I want them to be good for me. I use them every single night for my own betting to make money. So I want stuff that's missing, and our devs are doing a great job getting the stuff that we think is valuable for us. And I hope that you guys agree. So that's another tease. A lot going on here. Where are we going first?
Let's get into it.
Okay, let's get into it. 3
games today. Also, some props for games that aren't today. Don't be afraid. I had a question in Chalkboard about it. Like, when's the earliest you'll bet on these props and games? Ben, I'll bet them as early as I possibly can.
Yeah.
All the time.
Sometimes you're always going to catch stuff you can't, account for. And that's okay, though, because other times you're going to get that stuff in your favor. There's a lot of closing line value to be had. There's a lot of opportunities. Let's see what's on the board. I'm going to do a quick refresh.
That stuff balances itself out, but ultimately, if you're hitting the right spots on OddsShopper, first one up, our highest OS bet and our highest expected ROI bet. So plus EV bet is RJ Barrett today, under points, rebounds, and assists. This is an interesting one because BetRivers and BetRivers has him at minus 105, FanDuel minus 108 on under 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I really don't hate this at all. Now, obviously, if you see the green at 7%, you see the X win at 55, you see a pretty high OS bet, you're hitting that anyway. But I really don't hate the fact that you're going up number 1 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Not only are you going up against the number 1 ranked defense in the regular season and a team that played at the slowest pace. I know the Knicks got the win last game. I don't think that translates to another win today. But also, very simply, you have to contend with Randall playing big minutes, bigger than he did last game probably because he escaped that game unscathed coming off that ankle injury. And also, you have you have of Jalen Brunson, who was in foul trouble last game, played less than 30 minutes, played almost the entire second half. He's probably going to play 40 minutes himself again today. So I don't know how much meat is left on the bone for Barrett. This isn't to say he can't get there. He absolutely can. He's going to play a lot of minutes, but a really interesting spot. The tools like him, I think from an analytical standpoint, you can back that up as well in a really brutal matchup.
Tough spot, obviously. I'm not saying the Knicks are just going to mail it in tonight, but clearly they've already done their job. The Cavs need this game desperately. I do think just on a macro level, there's a lot that's there. And then, you know, you mentioned it with Barrett. Predominantly, you're going to need raw points. Like, he's not the type of guy that's going to give you 9 assists. Like, that just doesn't really happen for him. So you're going to need a lot of points. He shot terrible in the first game. It's also kind of funny with the Knicks in general. It's like, oh, you know, it's the playoffs. Now all these guys are going to play like major minutes. Not really. The Knicks, Tibbs doesn't. Like, they run major minutes all year. He kills those guys.
Yeah.
They don't get exactly the boost up. But no, I think your points were all taken with Randall, with you know, obviously Brunson. Barrett's just not really the predominant guy, and this is a game that's not certainly a Kings-esque total, to put it mildly. What's this total at? We got 214.
214, yeah. 213 and a half earlier today, so it hasn't really budged. I mean, there's just a couple good spots out there that I'm looking at, and personally, if you're on OddsShopper, I like to sort by XROI. I know you do too.
Yep.
I think that's the easiest way to find some of these spots. Donovan Mitchell under 4.5 threes. That's another one that's popping up today. I'm interested in that. Now, the odds were a lot better earlier in the day. DraftKings was at -110. It's at -135 now. FanDuel's at around there. BetMGM at -145. You can find some 129s out there. I mean, under 5 threes is a lot of threes. And I know Mitchell can do it. I know how many minutes he played last game, but this is just one that's showing up as a decent bet. Westbrook under 6.5 rebounds is another one.
That's scary.
It is scary. He could play 25 minutes or he could play 36 minutes. I really don't know. He shot dreadfully last game, 3 for 19. And then in the final couple minutes, he was
spectacular.
He was don't get Josh Engelman in on this. He hates him so much. You wouldn't believe how worked up he got about me saying that he had a great end run to that game.
I mean, I'm a noted Westbrook guy just because he does so, you know, the difference is because, and listen, I get it's important, but like, to me, Westbrook does a ton of shit that's just not quantifiable. Like he literally just went and got it. I don't know how else to say it. He was
multiple times.
Yeah. No, he just was just like, okay, I just want this more than you. That should never happen in a playoff game.
Ever. And
then you see him attack the fan. You see him tell that fan. Who was that guy?
What's that?
That guy. Where were they? They're in like the lounge.
So Adam Scher, who I do many NBA shows with in the DFS channel, was saying that it was like there's a lounge that's basically adjacent or almost attached to the visitors tunnel, which seems stupid.
Smart. That's real smart.
Yeah, let Draymond Green in there and see what happens. Here's one I want to ask you about, and then I want to get a few of your thoughts, okay? And then we're going to hit this FanDuel promo. Mike Lawrence, producing the show, let us know about this earlier. It's a promo where you bet $25 on a player to hit a home run, and for any home run in that game, you're getting it's $5, right, Mike?
Yeah, $5 per home run.
$5 per home run. So essentially, let's see if we can, in a little bit, maybe find a warm weather game, high total.
I bet, no joke, and I don't really bet a ton of home run props. I bet a home run prop today. How weird is that? Not because of this promo, just happened to bet one.
Was OddsShopper had a few that were popping up big time earlier that I
That's the one I grabbed.
Yeah, the like 12% XROI.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, this person could be made up, but I'm taking this. Like,
I don't actually remember who it was.
It was, well, I'll tell you, it was Cal Raleigh.
Okay.
Like, I legitimately don't know who that is, but
the plus 500 one.
Yeah, it was jumping off the screen. Everything else was at like plus 260. It was just like, sounds good to me. Yeah, I locked that in a couple hours ago.
So, all right. This one I want to ask you about. Jalen Johnson, under 5.5 points on BetMGM, 5% XROI, 55% X win. This one is difficult for me because he's not going to play a lot of minutes, but he has been someone, and it's also a brutal matchup. They're so heavily outmatched by this Boston team. He's not going to play a lot of minutes, played only 13 minutes last game, but like this 5.5 seems so sketchy to me, but I do understand it. It's just remarkable the shot volume that he's seeing in the very limited amount of minutes that he's getting on the floor.
This guy, he makes up for minutes with straight volley. Like he plays 10 minutes, he takes 10 shots. Now he's not overly efficient, and you mentioned it's absolutely god awful matchup. I've never felt so confident in a team to win 4 straight games. Then like the Celtics are just not going to lose to this.
We
team.
said this last Thursday, or on last Thursday.
Yeah, not happening. It's just the Hawks have no chance. I tend to like these, you see this with PJ Tucker a lot on these tools, guys like this. I tend to like to target those niche props. To me, they're more exploitable if you can find them. So I'm fine with that.
I like that. I like it. It's a niche spot, but sometimes I love niche spots in the NFL player prop world. Love it. I know our friend Mac and Jessica. What's that?
Like receptions?
There's so many niche players in terms of like not every book has it, and then it'll be like under 5.5 yards. You know what I mean? On an obscure tight end or something, or over even on some of those spots. Yeah, I appreciate them. Our buddy Matt Gajeski loves that stuff too, particularly in the Super Bowl and the playoffs.
Oh yeah, in college too. Like there are some guys who just like they do not catch passes, they don't run routes, and it's just like over 6 receiving yards. It's like, well, he's just not going to get that. So,
dude, Zach, I wish I could have got the PJ Tucker live bet you shared. I don't know if you're talking to me, but in the chalkboard yesterday, we were all in there. By the way, chalkboard is free. Please join us. A lot of people in chat right now are hanging out in chalkboard. It's a great, they will attest to it. Awesome community. All the picks are free. The conversation's free. Like the chat, everything's free. The app is free. You can sync all your most of your sports books, and all the box scores are built into the app as well. It's awesome. So come join us. The link is down there. Not trying to get anything from anyone, just build a community up of people who love sports betting, who love DFS, and are looking for a community to talk about that stuff with because their friends are all idiots or their friends don't bet. But I mean, like I can talk sports betting with my barber, but he's like, yeah, I had a 20-leg parlay the other day.
That's why. What did I tell you about barbers? That's why you tell them you're an accountant. You don't have to do that.
Actually, my real barber, pretty cool. He's in a band that just got back from touring in Europe. So he's got a pretty cool life. Yeah,
you told me a story about your barber. I can't remember. Something with a tattoo, but I can't remember what it was.
Not sure. I've had a few over the years.
Yeah, you as usual. Lofty's barber is exactly who you think he is, people. Real sketchy stuff.
Yeah, good guy. I got to cut tomorrow, man. He can do a solid skin fade for sure.
Wow.
But where was I going with this? Oh, the PJ Tucker one. At halftime, Ben, PJ Tucker's PRA was 5.5. Okay. And then every book just locked it and never brought it back throughout. He ended up with way over that, but yeah, those live bets can be very good opportunities. Chris Middleton had 14 points at halftime when Giannis went down. His live prop was 21.5 points on DraftKings and FanDuel. Kevin Durant was 20.5 at halftime after that game one. There are some great spots that we should be looking at.
100%. You also can, again, the rotations, if you can anticipate or you have a good idea of like when a guy is going to sub out, when he's not, you can know like, okay, this guy's about to play 12 straight minutes, barring foul trouble. And he's, his prop is only going to increase barring outliers. So there's a lot of opportunities there. Again, it's just another reason just to give another shout out. The easiest way to know that stuff is be in a community, because you can't watch everything. And someone says, I'm watching this game, this dude just sprained his ankle. Like that's the type of stuff that a community helps you with.
For sure. Mac Hudson, Suns first quarter -1.5. I can't see him coming out flat. I actually took -4 first half on them because it was 5 and 5.5 at other spots. That is a spot that I think we need to talk about. I think this would be pretty helpful for everyone watching too. Monty Williams got carved up by the media, by fans after that game. He decided not to start Josh Okogie. He starts Torrey Craig, who drops 22 points, but it messed with the offensive sets. They were so sluggish, and their bench was as dog shit as you could possibly get. That entire bench, like notable bench players, were -10 or worse, while the Clippers' entire bench was like +11 or better. The Clippers' entire starting lineup outside of Kawhi Leonard, who was +3, had minus, plus, minus, negative plus minuses. It was the bench that made such a huge difference. I can't imagine, Ben, that they don't adjust in this. And I also can't imagine that Monty Williams is going to run the risk of playing his bench for any significant period of time whatsoever. I think Durant, Booker, Chris Paul, and even DeAndre Ayton are going to play, and he's got to step up. He's got to actually have some aggression on the boards, but I can't imagine they don't come out here with monster minutes and some aggression and some adjustments. But what do you think about the Suns today?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this doesn't make it wrong. They're going to be an extremely public side, particularly what we're all talking about. Like,
that's why I'm taking the first half, by the way.
Yeah, I just think there's a natural inclination to say, okay, they dropped the first one, they're not going to drop the second one. And I'm in that camp. I think that the Suns are very live to win in 5. I think that the Suns series price is a gift right now, to be honest, even though it's like -200. I'm not too worried about the Suns. I'm really not. So we'll see what they're made of tonight. Obviously, you lose 2 at home, you got serious problems. I don't see that happening. I think this is going to resemble the game that I got the most right, even though Sacramento had looked good, was Denver. I was really adamant that Denver was going to come out ready to rock in game 1. I think that's what we're going to see from Phoenix tonight. Just really surgical effort at home.
That's what I hope. The coaching efforts need to be better, and Kevin Durant needs to have more than one shot in the final 6 minutes of the game. I know they were trapping him every time he came off the ball. I get that. But, and I said this in my video today, the best bets video, it's not exactly a novel concept that the Clippers just discovered before any other team, that you have to aggressively defend Kevin Durant. Like, this isn't something new. You know what I mean? He's arguably the best scorer in the history of the game. Definitely one of. This isn't something new that you defend Kevin Durant aggressively. So I think they're going to find ways to get him the ball more, get him in space, free him up a little bit. And I think you're looking at Booker, Durant, Ayton, Chris Paul. Yes, I know Scott Foster is reffing this game. I know. I get it. But I still think they overpower the Clippers. Do the Clippers really have the talent that the Suns have?
I mean, I would hope. Then again, like you've probably heard as I have, these stats about Durant, I mean, it's lost, well, I think it's 9 of 10 or 7 straight playoff games. It's pretty crazy.
For what?
For Durant. Durant has lost, I believe it's 7 straight playoff games now. And 9 of 10. Like, for when you are the most dominant player on the court, basically in every one of those games, I don't, pouring in 28, like, no, you got to go for 45 if you have to. Just take over the game.
I agree. Although I do like over 27.5 points on Kevin Durant today.
So do I. Like, just get it done. Kawhi got it done.
I don't even know if it's still out there. It is. Over 27.5 is still out there. It's at 28.5 in a lot of other spots, but 27.5 is still out there on Kevin Durant. I just can't imagine in a spot like this, they don't make a concerted effort to get him the ball.
Yeah. He shouldn't be, and it's not a minutes thing. 45 minutes in the last game. He took almost as many shots as Jalen Johnson, who's on the court for about 5 minutes. Like, you can't be doing that. Hoist up 25 shots. Get it done.
Yeah, and you're right. That is a wild stat on KD.
It really is. Like, if that was LeBron, they would, it would be
crucify him.
Come on. And it's just like, well, I don't know. Like, no, you're Kevin Durant. You got to win the game by yourself. And in this situation, you shouldn't have to do much of anything because the Suns are just vastly superior.
They are. Vica Zubac's another one. This just popped up. Highest XROI on him of any bet right now, as a matter of fact, Ben. -115 on under 10.5 rebounds. That one's always tricky because Zubac's could play 30 minutes or he could play 23 minutes, especially in a playoff game.
Yeah. But I kind of like that. I mean, again, it's not just going to be, oh, they're not going to get any rebounds. But again, they just got out hustled for these balls. Like Westbrook in particular, he had a handful of offensive rebounds. I expect just a better, particularly front court effort from the Suns tonight. And that should impact all of these things we're talking about.
The community parlay is up Atlanta Hawks plus 10.5, Cleveland minus 5.5, Suns minus 8, Dodgers run line plus 125. I like the Cavs in this one. I like the Suns in this one. 10.5 points is a lot on the Hawks, but like we saw Philly as 10.5 point favorites yesterday, and they still, well, you know what it is though? It's just they're over 48 minutes. They're the better team. They had a slow start, but over 48 minutes, they wore them down, and they just have more players. Even though Harden shot miserably, you had a guy like Maxey step up and score 33. You had Joel Embiid hauling 19 rebounds. We talked about this on the strategy show today, and someone asked, like, what kind of adjustments, if any, can Atlanta make to stay competitive with Boston? The truth is they can't. The only hope they have is knocking down every three and hoping that Boston, who attempts the second most three-pointers in the league behind only the Golden State Warriors, you're hoping that they are going to just not hit their shots. Like, that happens, but you can't beat them with defense. Never going to happen. And while you have a decent offense, Boston still has a better offense than you.
Yeah, it's tough. The only positive that you have is that the Celtics play like a pretty high variance style of basketball. And it's going to lead to more beatdowns and more games where, like, if you shoot 45 threes and you make 7 of them, you're probably just going to randomly lose. But we're talking about, can they get a random game like that? Good luck trying to get that over a series, and good luck trying to get that on the road. It just seems pretty far-fetched.
And I'm not saying they can't cover.
No, of course
I'm just saying, to be like legitimately competitive, you pretty much need, you would agree, you need all the stars to align. Like, you can't make mistakes.
You need an outlier shooting performance.
Yes.
And that just sets the table. Like, if that happens, you're still probably going to lose, but it'll be competitive.
Or an outlier shooting performance in a bad way from the Boston Celtics.
Well, that's what I was referring to. Like, I think that's a better chance. Because they take so many threes. There's just times where like Sacramento last night, they were 0 for 11 from 3 in the first quarter. Just like, what? If that would have continued, they obviously would have lost the game. But, normally it regresses, and that's just kind of how that works.
And my God, was that game full of turnovers or what?
The first quarter was just, they had 17 points at the end of the first quarter. Then they scored 41 in the second quarter.
Isn't that just the way that basketball shifts so heavily from quarter to quarter?
It's
from minute to from few. They had 10 points off of turnovers in the first quarter and 17 total points.
It was just all dunks, breakaway dunks. And then Harrison Barnes launching. Honestly, again, not actionable right now. Malik Monk, my God, has he been fantastic.
Yeah, what got into that fella?
Like, absolutely fantastic. I cannot believe how well he's playing.
Want to talk about this FanDuel promo?
Yeah, so let's see. I already gave my guy.
Let the people know what it is one more time.
So I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's what it is over on FanDuel. You can bet a home run prop. And when you do that, in that game, make a $25 plus home run bet on a guy. And in that game, you're going to get $5 bonus bets for each home run hit in that game. So say you bet a game and 4 guys hit a home run, you're going to get 4 $5 bets back automatically. Now, if your guy hits a home run, you're in double business. But it's kind of a cool thing for a high total game if you like someone to hit a home run.
Well, there is one game with a massive total.
Is there a Coors game?
Yes. And both teams have implied run totals north of 6 today.
Yeah, that'll work.
Implied run totals north of 6. Now,
yeah, that's I bet that Rich Hill pitched last night for the old Buccos.
Okay. Here's the thing with Coors. People assume it's just a home run park. It's actually a pretty cavernous park, which is why you see a lot of doubles and triples there. That isn't to say that in altitude, you're not going to get home runs either. You certainly can. If I'm looking at this still feels like the best spot that we should be looking at if we want to be able to take advantage of some home run props today.
Yeah, particularly because you're getting those, the bonus bets back. Does inside the park count? Nobody knows.
It's a home run.
It should, right?
It's a home run.
Okay. Well,
I'm just saying, like, does an intentional walk count as a walk?
I think.
To walk.
Yeah. So who are we going with in this game?
All right. Why don't you pull up OddsShopper?
I am. I'm looking at the Pirate. The Pirates hung a ton of runs on the board last night. Who we got here?
Let's pull it up. This is a fun promo because you think of it this way. You have a 13 run total in this Coors game. And hey, when you've got a Pirates team that actually, I believe the Pirates are favored, right?
I can tell you right now.
I think they are.
We've got the Pirates are.
Oh, it's dead even.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, what is
money line? They're both minus 110.
Yeah, there's a minus 104 out there. But yeah.
I mean, I can tell you what the actual implied totals are on these teams. Okay. So you got the Pirates at 6.6, the Rockies at 6.7.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
So who are we going with?
All right, let's do it. Well, number one, I want to lay this out. This means, let's say our guy does hit a homer. You got a $25 bet on it. Okay. You're golden there anyway, regardless of what happens. I think it's still very possible though, in a game like this, where you could put a $25 bet on a, plus 500, 5-1 guy to hit a home run. He doesn't hit it, but maybe there's 4 others, which means that you're only down $5 at the end of this bet. Maybe there's only 2, maybe there's only 1, but at the same time, the likelihood that you are not spending a full $25 on a home run bet at the end of the day makes sense. You would say this is a clear plus EV bet. Clear.
Yeah, I mean, because again, you're getting back, most likely, you never know, but you're going to get a rebate and it would adjust your basic odds. And Cheshire Cat is reading my mind. I was going to throw out CJ Cron for this. I like that. He's a reasonable home run guy. No doubt about it. Most of those lines, I'll be honest, they're really negative ROI, but that's because the promo really helps here because we're going to get that rebate if we get even a couple of non CJ Cron home runs.
Are they all negative ROI for this game?
I haven't seen any positive ones. Sometimes they do pop up, but particularly, again, this is not even do they pop up. It has to be on FanDuel as well. And they're usually pretty efficient.
And it doesn't really matter in a spot like this either. Like you said,
you're taking a gamble and you say, oh, there you go.
All right. Well, yeah. All right. I still think I'd rather hit this game though. I think even though these are a lot of minus ROI spots, Ben, I still think just given the amount of home runs that could be hit here, unless you want to find another game, I'm fine with that. But I think the 13 implied 13 over under is pretty significant.
I'm fine with that again, because you're saying, give me a couple of home runs. I'll put it like this. If there's even a couple of home runs in this game, no matter who you pick, ultimately will be a plus EV move when you encompass the rebate.
Yep, exactly.
So you're basically banking, is a couple guys going to hit a home run and can I get lucky?
You want to go with Cron?
Yeah.
All right. What are the odds on him right now?
I believe it's plus 250. Yeah, not bad.
Plus 265. All right.
Yeah. So,
what are your thoughts, Ben, on taking more of a long shot in a spot like this?
I mean, if your ROIs are all, no matter what they are, like if it's all the same, it's just upping your risk tolerance, considering again, you're getting or banking on the rebate. It's more impactful there. It's just, you obviously know that you're like CJ Cron has a reasonable chance to hit a home run tonight. Obviously if you take a guy like 8 or 9 to 1, you're going to be paying for that in terms of expected win percentage.
Okay.
Who do you have in mind? Someone, or just in general?
I mean, I think one of the guys who is not exactly a proficient power hitter, but should be batting third in the lineup against Vince Velasquez, Charlie Blackmon is at least interesting to me in this spot.
Okay. I can get on board with that. I mean, where is he sitting?
Plus 470.
So yeah, I mean, your payout's going to be much more significant and your chance of success is much lower. Yeah, Chris Bryant. I looked at Chris Bryant as well. That he would be on my short list. I prefer CJ Cron, but these are the type of guys I think you're going to look to, obviously, if you're taking this game.
Well, of course you can go with whoever the hell you want.
Of course, that's the beauty of the promo.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into a little bit more here. Where do you want to go? All right, so we're going CJ Cron, you say, right?
Yes.
We'll settle that. All right, I'm going to lock that bet in too. It's $25 and I should be getting a rebate at least of some significance. And it's a long shot to hit, but if it does, you're in even better shape. I like that. What else do you want to look at today?
So, I mean, yeah, we talked about the NBA games. I definitely want to get over to PrizePicks and the parlay builder. Do you have anything else on the diamond? Because I want to get that out of the way. I'll be honest, I only glanced at baseball today. There's a lot of strikeout props, total bases. I really rely on the tool for that mostly. So I'll just refresh and see what's up. And then, I'm going to put in some NHL work today. I know you only play hockey. You don't bet it. You've got morals apparently.
No, I will bet it if there's good spots, but
yeah, Oilers last night.
It just hasn't been a spot. Look, when it comes to the OddsShopper tool, I don't really need to be paying close attention to NHL.
To anything.
To anything. It is weird because I'm in a weird spot where, of course, I'm paying such close attention to basketball, right? Like relatively close attention to baseball. With football season, and you're the same way. We have to be locked in every single day of the week, even when there aren't games, because we're doing content. Like you and I are doing Tuesday shows, right? But yeah, I don't know. There's some spots that stand out to me just from a baseball perspective. Mike can pull up our NBA bets on their shop bets on OddsShopper, sort by XROI and sort by baseball. Sonny Gray strikeouts, 5% XROI, over 4.5 against Boston on FanDuel. That's plus money over there. Not bad. I mean, DraftKings has it at minus 125. So pretty significant. And by the way, baseball is a lot different than basketball, where you're not often going to see a 4.5 strikeout prop and then a 5.5 strikeout prop with the same odds on the over.
No, if you do, it'll legitimately be like the value of an additional strikeout is so massive. Never mind a total base. You legitimately can't find that.
No, that'll never happen.
No, that will never happen. So it's all about finding the best line. And even I'll give you an example right here. Jeremy Pena. Just look at that one. I bet Rivers under 1.5 total bases is minus 157. At BetMGM, it's minus 200. Like the easiest example of why this works. It's just because there's such a discrepancy on the exact same line. It's just saving a ton of money.
Oh, here's a good one. Good question. Mac Hudson, DraftKings up 10 promo. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. And if for some reason you guys aren't on FanDuel or DraftKings, we have the links down there in the description to sign up. FanDuel's got the bet 5, win 5, 150 if your money line wager wins. Just put it on a massive money line favorite. Like I'd put it on Boston tonight or something like that. FanDuel still, I believe, has a promo going as well. FanDuel usually always has good promos out there. So if for some reason you're not on those, links are in the description. But when it comes to this promo today, here's the problem. It's not get your money back, because I believe the promo, I believe the promo is if any team goes up by 10, you instantly win, but it has to be a money line bet, right? Yeah.
It does. Yep.
Yeah, it has to be a money line bet. That's the problem. Now, it can happen in basketball. It can definitely happen in basketball with bad teams losing and they go up by 10
like
for sure.
Nets.
Was that? Yeah, like the Nets. Yeah. So I suppose it is relatively interesting in the sense that if you're winning your bet on a long shot money line and they end up losing the game, but at one point they go up by 10, do you think it's worthwhile today with any of these spots? I'm not betting minus 520 on Boston.
No, you have to take, in my opinion, you have to take a dog.
Yeah.
But you're not getting anything if the team plays like garbage. Like to me, taking the Hawks doesn't make sense. I know that might be on a kind of in an academic setting, maybe how you maximize the EV. I don't like the Hawks at all tonight. So to me, it would be the Knicks or the Clippers.
Yeah, can I provide one counter argument to the Hawks here?
Sure. They might
Because
not get 10
I'm
points
largely in
total.
agreement with you. And I don't want it to sound like counterintuitive to everything we've talked about on the show. But when we talked about the Hawks being a high variance team, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they come out and they just start raining down threes and then they run out of gas or they stop hitting threes and they're up at one point like 20-10 in the first quarter before losing by 15.
Yes, this is probably a personal bias creeping in here because I spoke before that Boston takes so many threes. Like they could just go 0 of 6 early and they're down 14-4 and you just win your bet. And then they wake up and they destroy the Hawks. I just think you have such a more reasonable chance of success with I did this with the Knicks in the first game and I won, early. They went up 10 and
Nice.
no problem. And then they ended up winning the game, which was irrelevant. Like that part was sweat free, but I would look to them. I get it. If you want to go Hawks, truly that is a sound move. I just think that if they don't get it done early for you, you have virtually no shot.
Do you think that on a night like tonight, this bet, this offer, not necessarily the Hawks, but this promo, $25 max, do you think that it is a plus EV bet?
Yes, if you're not blindly, but if you're finding a money line that's even remotely competent to a break even, then I think it's fine. And it is plus EV because there's a good amount of added equity that a team goes up 10 randomly.
Right.
Like if you take a huge gap, you have to make up that with the chances they go up by 10. But if you take a bet that's efficiently lined, where you would basically bleed out negligibly around the actual line, like if a team's minus 300 and that's where they should be, then you add in the chances, or plus 300 to make it easier for the example. Then you add in all the times they go up in 10 and lose the game, and that's where the plus EV comes.
Exactly. Now I've decided I'm going with the Hawks.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going with and here's let me provide you a little bit of a reason. I just went over to OddsShopper, went into the tools drop down to shop bets, and then sorted by money line. Right, plus 390 on FanDuel. All of the Sugar House, Bet Rivers, Unibet, plus 375, plus 410 on FanDuel. So just in its own right, you're still getting, and I'm not saying it's necessarily a plus EV bet, but you're still getting value on that compared to other books, and relatively significant if you're looking at it across all books. So
yeah, you actually, wow.
I know.
I'm really interested to see. I'm going to take a look actually at what the Hawks money line. This is amazing. I say don't bet it for the promo, and then I'm just going to end up betting the Hawks money line straight tonight.
And just did I sell you on it?
I just am really shocked. I'm on Pinnacle right now, and the Hawks money line is plus 361.
Wow.
Even if you take
go ahead.
If you take the VIG free, which is what we do obviously to find the real value, you're actually landing in a very interesting.
Explain what that means to people. Oh, so Hawks money line plus 3 XROI bet.
That's why I said that. You see what I'm saying? It should populate. That just shows that the tool is working because, yeah, what I mean by that is, again, if this is the type of stuff, if you really want to get in depth, you should absolutely join the communities. But in a nutshell, when you add up the percentage chance that a team wins, it adds to over 100% for the game. And that's because the book is taking additional rake from you. So the way to really break it down is say, okay, I want to remove that. So just give me the true line that's 50-50 for the game. And if you can find a better line than that, you're doing something special. So when I look at the Hawks here, their big free line is not as good as that plus 410. And for that reason, over time, this is going to be a plus EV move. Now, when the Hawks lose by 20, you're going to not feel good, but you got to kind of just let that be.
I just bet it right now. I think if it's really plus 365 on Pinnacle, which, by the way, Pinnacle game lines and everything, that's the sharpest you're going to find. Plus 410 in its own right is a spot that I'm willing to hit. Even, they lose, I think that's a good bet. It is a good bet.
You know why this is too? Like, in my mind at least, and maybe I'm off base by saying this, the reason you find this is because the books are shading this so hard towards the juicy money line, because how many people out there, and I'm sure some people watching, and I'm guilty of this too, make a bet and then they say, I'll just throw the Celtics money line in. They're not going to lose at home tonight. So they can juice that up to minus 500 when it really should be like minus 430. And that's the side they're worried about. When they juice up the Celtics line, they have to move the Hawks line in relation to it to not make it egregious rake. So they bump up the Hawks to over 4-1 because they're really just trying to protect all the people that are attaching Celtics money line to everything tonight.
So you're going to end up hitting it?
I probably will. This is, like I said, an all-time strike this from the tape. I probably will bet the Hawks money line on DraftKings tonight.
Yeah, but that's what's good about this show. This is we're working through this stuff on the show, and let the tools guide the decisions. It's just, I think ultimately we just kind of, we kind of stumbled into this going, all right, you have to bet a money line. You have a 25 max, and we'll see if there's anyone we like. And it's like, all right, well, there's nothing that really jumps off the page. Let's see if there's actual any plus ROI bets already. Forget about the promo. And it just so happens that the best Atlanta bet you could make today is the Hawks money line.
That's a fact.
On DraftKings.
Oh yeah.
Big difference if you're saying, all right, I'm going to bet it at plus 375. Big difference.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a huge mistake.
You laugh, but a lot of people don't pay attention to that.
No, I know. And again, this is just showing that process kind of in real time. And it's just, oof. That's going to feel gross, but again, that's not really relevant. You kind of have to put that out of your mind, not to mention for the promo, you just need them to get up 10 because the chances that they win the game, I think, are pretty minimal.
I'm betting this home run prop too.
Oh yeah, FanDuel. I'm betting the home run prop for sure. I have just 2 home run props on the card tonight.
Yeah. All right.
God, I need it too, because today has been. I am so tilted right now. You should have seen me before the show. I was betting esports during the day. Just, oh my God, these teams.
Sorry. Drew Hars, because we only have a little bit of time left and got 150 people with us today. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't done so. And also, one last thing, because I want to answer Drew's question. I think you guys are going to like this one. If you're not on Bet365 yet, and you guys are in Virginia, Colorado, New Jersey, or Ohio, it's $1 in the $200 in bonus bets. Very simply, any opportunity to get $200 by giving $1, it's a legitimate no-brainer. It's the best promo out there that you're going to find. My recommendation, bet something wild. Like, dude, if I'm betting $1, Ben, and I know I'm getting 200 back on the other side, I'm probably doing a crazy home run parlay, like a crazy home run parlay, because I know even if it loses, I'm getting $200.
Yeah, again, you've already set it as a major win, no matter what you do. You can donate that $1 to the gods, and it won't matter. You've still come out way ahead.
Go to OddsShopper, sort by XROI, and just take like the top 5 home run XROI bets. Actually, Bet365 is going to be on OddsShopper in a minute, soon. But take advantage of it if you're in those 4 states. It's such an awesome opportunity. When it comes to PA shortly, I'll be jumping on that. Run it up to 4 or 5 figures. And if you lose it all, at the end of the day, you're down $1. So no better opportunity now. You can build this up like that guy Ginger Hammers did that tweeted us that turned it into 1,500 in 1 week, like 4 or 5 figures. And if you don't, again, you're down $1.
No, great opportunity.
Go ahead. No. Colorado, Virginia, Ohio, New Jersey, link in the description and in chat. Must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call or text 1-800-GAMBLER.
Good job.
Oh, were you going to jump in there with that?
I was just
I don't forget, man.
No, well, you didn't say Utah either, which is good.
I didn't say Utah. All right, you ready for this question? From Drew Harsh. He asks, FanDuel boosted Durant, Brown, so Jaylen Brown, I would assume, and Randall, all 20+ points to even money. Off the top of my head, that doesn't seem bad at all. But I say we do a little investigation here.
All right, Durant.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look. Durant, Jaylen Brown and who would you say? I'm sorry, I don't have it up. Okay. So Julius Randle, we're sitting at 23 to 24 and a half. Just want to get kind of where the lines are first. Cause I feel very good about the Durant one. What'd you say? 27 and a half?
DraftKings is 27 and a half. Yeah.
Jaylen Brown at 26 and a half. Yeah. I mean, it's a little tricky with this stuff because the lines, you have to like, it's very complicated to actually get the true lines of 19 and a half for them. But
what if I go over to FanDuel and I pull all of 20 plus points and parlay them together, see what happens?
So you can definitely do that. That's a good barometer. Obviously, those bets, you're parlaying minus EV bets there, most likely. So you need it to be probably significantly better.
Okay. So let's just take a look, because that's really the only barometer we have, even if it's not totally accurate.
Yeah, but you can still ballpark it. Say you combine those three and it's like minus 200. Then you have a pretty good thing to work with. If you do it and it's like minus 105, you're not in good shape right off the bat.
All right, so I got him in here. I'm throwing in Durant right now. So it's Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, and KD, right?
Yes, 20 plus points.
20 plus points on all of them. The
It's got to
parlay
be
is
over.
The parlay here is minus 153.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just again, using you probably wanted 150 or better.
So this is basically this is fringe for you, right? Like take it or leave
I think it's good though. I definitely think that's worth doing, particularly, this is where I think it's okay to say, you know what? I really think Durant's going to have a big game, and I feel good about, like, you can use your intuition because I think it's very close.
Right.
Like, yes, the real way to do this, if you were super advanced using like Bayesian distribute stuff that I don't know how to do, but if you're a stats person, you could probably figure it out. I don't think it's really necessary. Use a barometer, try to ballpark it, and I think FanDuel provides at least 50 cents to work with. So if you think it falls between these two parameters, you definitely want to take it.
Yeah, Real Thor 89 said, so you're saying combine the home run bet with the Hawks win and go for the dollar bet? Yeah, if you're signing up on Bet365 and you have to deposit $10 with the link down there, you have to deposit $10, but you only have to bet one of them. What I'm saying, yeah, is you're only taking 1% of what, or 10% of what you deposited. And if you lose it, it literally doesn't matter. So yes, I would, when you have a guaranteed 200 win or lose, I would even do some crazier shit than that, if we're being completely honest here.
That's a totally different situation. It's like a lotto ticket.
I would go full out Powerball though.
Yeah, why not? What's the difference? You're getting $200 just for doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. Give me a $1 bet. If I end up winning 10 on a dollar bet, it's like, okay. And I know not everyone's playing with a significant bankroll. I get that, but still, it's 1 in the 200. So yeah, I'm gonna go with something. I'm gonna go. Calvin Weeks said, Laffy gonna make a pay off the truck parlay. Yeah, Calvin in our chalkboard every night. And Calvin's sharp when it comes to betting, but every night he does a like $2 bet and I told him he does one $2 Powerball ticket a day.
Those are great.
It's great. Like Alex Baker was doing those too, where the payout was like $1 million.
Yeah, I do stuff like that. Not everything has to be plus. That's what the tool is for. I use that to build the bankroll to make money. And then occasionally I say, you know what, I want to gamble. Like I play slots. I go to the casino. Like I do a lot of stuff that's negative EV because it's fun. Nothing wrong with that.
I've stayed away from slots over the past several months. I had to stay away from the online slots. It started
online slots is a whole different. I don't do that. I have.
Oh, you've never done that, yeah?
No, never, ever, ever. Kevin Durant triple double, 17-1. It's not bad, honestly. I mean, he almost had one in the first game.
Yeah, he got very, very close. What did he have? Like 27, 11, and 9 or something?
Yeah.
Is that what he had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, 45 minutes on the court, 17-1. I mean, do I think he gets a triple double? No. Do I think he's better than like 5.5%? Probably.
Man, I wonder if they still haven't found a way to If they still haven't found a way to adjust to this Clippers defense, which would be insane given that it's Kevin Durant, the assists on Kevin Durant, FanDuel's it's a minus EV bet on OddsShopper, but FanDuel has it at over 5.5 at minus 118. Like if he's continued to force to pass out of this stuff, we saw it with Embiid yesterday. That's what I talked about in the video why I liked it so much. He ended up hitting over 3.5 in the first half. If Kevin Durant is forced to get the ball out to guys like Booker and Paul that are just sitting behind the 3-point line, it does at least intrigue me to get that. But I think 5.5 is probably the right number there. There doesn't seem to be much variety across these other books either.
Yeah. Again, I think, you know, when you're talking about something with such a low probability of success, like a triple double, that's totally different than honing in on like, how often does he hit 6, 7, you know, we need that the majority of the time to justify it. So I think you have options. Obviously I'm bullish on the Suns. The ironic thing is I hate the Suns. I would love to see them lose, but I really don't see that happening.
Well, you've teased it all game. We're doing the community parlay. Appreciate all you for participating. All you who hit the thumbs up are in our chalkboard channel. All that stuff has gone a long way for us to build a community, and it helps a ton. So appreciate you for that. Community parlay. We had the Cavs minus 5.5. We had the Dodgers run line. We had Hawks plus 10.5 and Phoenix Suns minus 8. Wow. Look at this today. Nice work, Mike, because 28%, 25, 24, and 21. Cavaliers edged out the rest of the field at 28%. But what narrow margins there are on all of those.
Yeah, real close vote.
Real close. Did you vote? I actually went Cavs here.
I also went Cavs.
I thought about the Suns, but I went Cavs. You've been teasing it all show, at least at the beginning. You have a 3-unit play today. What is it?
Well, first I just want to answer friend of the show, Danny V. Norman Powell hitting that 15 points tonight. It's about even looking at the market. So if you do lean over 14.5, you can get it in like the minus 120 range. A lot of books have moved to 15.5. I don't know if I touch it there, but if you can find a good minus 114.5, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Give me your play.
Here we go. Now, what's are we going DraftKings?
Sure, DraftKings. Community parlay yesterday. I think Eitan was the only one that got it. Was it you and Eitan or Eric and Eitan?
No, I wasn't.
All right, so we saw 1 and 3. We got to get these boys back on track. We got to do the heavy lifting. That's okay. That's what we're here for.
What we're here for. So, 2 different things. First, community parlay. Let me get this out of the way. Very related. I'm going to go very chalky tonight. Toronto Maple Leafs at home to start their series. I really like them to start quickly in this game. It's sitting at minus 155 on DraftKings. No, not messing around. I got burned by regulation last night. I'm not doing a goal and a half. Just win the damn game. Overtime, I don't care. Win the game at minus 155. But before you give your leg, if I can, on DraftKings, I said Maple Leafs minus 155 for game 1. They are minus 155 for the series. And I simply do not understand that. They got knocked out in 7 games by the Lightning last year. They're at home in this series. They are the better team. The price on Pinnacle was up to minus 170 yesterday, and you're getting minus 155 on this series. I love this bet. It's probably the biggest bet I've made in 2023 is the Leafs to win the series.
Wow.
I really
That's the biggest bet you've made in 2023?
It might be. I have to check the tape. It's probably like some random like esports thing, but that's neither here nor there.
You are okay.
I love the spot. I love it. I got the thing that, and Luffy, you know this. Sometimes you have a bet that you love, and then you find the line and it connects. Like I wanted to bet the Leafs in the series. I looked, and DraftKings hung a line that was way better than Pinnacle and everything else. And I was like, okay, well, I got it on the book that I wanted to.
That's perfect. That's when all the stars align. And then
all the stars align. Now, when they get swept, there'll be minor problems. But if they can't do it this year, I give up. This is a perfect spot for them. Starts tonight. That's my game 1 is in the parlay.
Okay. No, I know. I wasn't sure. I just wasn't sure because we were betting basketball a couple days.
Oh, no. Yeah. This is game 1. Game 1 tonight.
All right. I'm going to go to OddsShopper here. I'm going to go Evan Mobley with the highest. this only makes sense that I go with the highest XROI bet to close out the parlay on DraftKings. 9% XROI. We have it at a 60% X win, 7.8 per 3 OS bet percentage, which is the recommended portion of your percentage of your bankroll to bet. Minus 120. We have it at a 60% X win bet, Ben. 9% XROI at minus 120 on DraftKings.
Okay. You've been I feel like you've had good results with him in general.
No, I haven't. Mobley over 26.5 PRA, minus 120. I haven't. I mean, I was under 9.5 rebounds the other day. I got great closing line value on that. It moved to under 8.5 everywhere, with the under juiced when I got it at under 9.5 at like minus 120. And he still just ripped off a ton of rebounds. But I'll go back to the well here. It's the best bet we have on the board for DraftKings. It is the second best, actual NBA XRI bet we have across any book today. So yeah, why would we not throw that in the parlay?
No arguments here. What a wacky looking parlay.
It is. All right, plus 463. Follow Ben at JazzRaz DFS. Me at Lafayette_D. Join us in Chalkboard. Join us here on the channel. We got a million different shows every day, everything you need. Stick around for Thursday. I'm stoked to go over a sneak peek of those new features on OddsShopper, man.
Me too. I'm stoked to come back and hopefully gloat that the Maple Leafs are in control of the series.
Yeah, man. I hope for your sake.
That'll be fine.
With your conviction, I'm going to tail you on this one as well.
Get it on DraftKings though. Again, totally different. You got to get it at minus 155.
Yep. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just not a good bet in many cases.
No.
Appreciate you guys. We'll see you back here for the next Odd Shop. Closing the doors, Ben. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.